Imagine a young man, barely out of his teens, with a burning ambition. A young man who, despite his age, carried the weight of an empire on his shoulders. This was Mehmed II, who would become known as the Conqueror. His vision and determination were unparalleled, setting him apart from other rulers of his time. He inherited the throne of the Ottoman Empire, a powerful force already expanding across Asia Minor. The empire was vast, but Mehmed's ambitions were even greater. But Mehmed had a grander prize in mind. Constantinople, the legendary city that had stood for centuries as a beacon of Christianity and a symbol of the Roman Empire. Its strategic location and immense wealth made it the ultimate prize. From a young age, Mehmed was fascinated by stories of its impenetrable walls and the riches they held within. He would often immerse himself in tales of the city's grandeur and its formidable defenses. He learned of previous attempts by his forefathers to capture the city, all ending in failure. These stories of past defeats only served to ignite a fire within him. This only fueled his determination. Mehmed was not deterred by the failures of the past. Instead, they became lessons guiding his strategies and plans. He saw the conquest of Constantinople not just as a military objective, but as his destiny, a chance to etch his name in the annals of history. For Mehmed, capturing the city was more than a dream. It was a mission, a calling that he was determined to fulfill. Constantinople in the 15th century was a city of unparalleled beauty and historical significance. Its skyline was dominated by the majestic Hagia Sophia, a marvel of architecture and a symbol of the city's rich history. The bustling harbour was a testament to its vibrant trade and commerce, drawing merchants and travelers from all corners of the known world. Founded over 1,000 years earlier by the Roman Emperor Constantine, it stood at the crossroads of Europe and Asia. This strategic position made it a melting pot of cultures, ideas, and innovations, influencing the course of history in profound ways. Its strategic location on the Bosporus Strait, connecting the Black Sea to the Mediterranean, made it a hub of trade and culture. The city's markets were filled with goods from distant lands, and its streets echoed with the sounds of many languages. The city was protected by massive walls, considered the most formidable in the known world. These walls were not just physical barriers, but symbols of the city's resilience and strength. These walls, built in layers and reinforced over centuries, had repelled countless attacks. They stood as a testament to the engineering prowess and determination of the city's inhabitants. Behind them lived a diverse population, speaking a multitude of languages, practicing different religions, and contributing to a rich tapestry of life. The city's diversity was one of its greatest strengths, fostering a unique blend of traditions and customs. However, Constantinople was also a city in decline. The grandeur of its past was fading, and many of its once magnificent buildings were showing signs of neglect and decay. The once mighty Byzantine Empire was a shadow of its former self, weakened by internal strife and external threats. The empire had lost vast territories, and its influence had waned significantly. Its population had dwindled, and its treasury was depleted. The city's resources were stretched thin, and its ability to defend itself was in question. Yet it clung to its glorious past, a symbol of defiance against the rising tide of Ottoman power. The spirit of Constantinople, embodied in its landmarks and its people, remained unbroken even as the storm clouds gathered on the horizon. The task before Mehmed II was daunting. Constantinople was a fortress city like no other. Its landward walls, stretching for 4 miles, were a masterpiece of military engineering. They consisted of 2 outer walls and a massive inner wall, all protected by moats. These walls were not just high, they were cleverly designed to funnel attackers into killing zones. To make matters worse for any attacker, the waters surrounding the city posed their own challenges. The Golden Horn, a natural harbour, was blocked by a heavy chain, preventing enemy ships from entering. On the other side, the Sea of Marmara was patrolled by the Byzantine fleet, small but still a force to be reckoned with. Conquering Constantinople would require not just brute force, but cunning, innovation, and a touch of audacity. Mehmed II was a brilliant strategist who understood the magnitude of the challenge before him. He knew that a direct assault on the walls was unlikely to succeed. He needed a multi-pronged approach, a combination of military might, cunning tactics, and psychological warfare. First, he focused on cutting off Constantinople from both land and sea. He ordered the construction of a powerful fortress, Rumeli Hisari, on the European side of the Bosporus, effectively choking off any potential reinforcements or supplies from the Black Sea. His navy, though smaller than the Byzantine fleet, harassed enemy ships and maintained a watchful presence in the Sea of Marmara. Mehmed also understood the importance of morale. He offered generous terms to the defenders if they surrendered, hoping to sow discord and doubt within the city. Section 5. The Giant Guns. Boom Mehmed's secret weapon. Mehmed had a secret weapon up his sleeve, giant cannons, the likes of which the world had never seen. These were not just any cannons, they were colossal, awe-inspiring machines of destruction that could change the course of history. These monstrous weapons, forged by the most skilled engineers of the time, were capable of hurling enormous stone balls over vast distances. The engineering marvels behind these cannons were unprecedented, involving intricate designs and meticulous craftsmanship. One, nicknamed Basilica, was so large that it took 60 oxen and hundreds of men just to transport it to the siege lines. The logistics of moving such a massive piece of artillery were a feat in themselves, showcasing the sheer determination and resources of Mehmed's forces. The booming sound of these cannons echoing across the landscape announced a new era in warfare. The thunderous blasts could be heard miles away, striking fear into the hearts of those who opposed Mehmed. For weeks, the Ottoman bombardment continued relentlessly, pounding the walls of Constantinople, shaking the very foundations of the city. The relentless assault was a testament to Mehmed's resolve to conquer the city at any cost. The defenders, though brave, were demoralized by the sheer power of these weapons. Each cannon blast not only shattered the walls, but also the morale of those trying to defend them. The walls, once thought impregnable, began to crumble under the relentless barrage. The once mighty fortifications of Constantinople were reduced to rubble, signaling the inevitable fall of the city. Section 6. Through the Walls, the Fall of Constantinople. On May 29, 1453, after weeks of siege, the final assault began. Waves of Ottoman soldiers charged towards the weakened walls, met with fierce resistance from the dwindling Byzantine forces. The fighting was hand-to-hand, desperate and bloody. The air was thick with smoke, the clash of steel and the cries of the wounded. At a critical juncture, a small gate in the city walls was left open, perhaps accidentally, perhaps by design. Ottoman soldiers poured through the breach like a tidal wave, overwhelming the defenders. The last Byzantine Emperor, Constantine XI Palaiologos, died defending his city, his body never found. Constantinople, the city that had stood for over 1,000 years, had fallen. Section 7. A new era, Constantinople becomes Istanbul. The fall of Constantinople sent shockwaves throughout Europe. It marked the end of the Byzantine Empire, the last vestige of the Roman world. For the Ottomans, it was a moment of triumph, marking their arrival as a major power on the world stage. Mehmed II entered the conquered city as a victor, but also with a sense of respect for its legacy. Rode his horse to the Hagia Sophia, the magnificent cathedral that was the heart of the Orthodox Christian world. He ordered it converted into a mosque, a powerful symbol of the city's transformation. He renamed the city Istanbul, making it the new capital of his expanding empire. Section 8. The legacy of the conqueror, Mehmed's impact. Mehmed II, the young sultan who had dared to dream of conquest, had achieved what was once considered impossible. He had breached the walls of Constantinople, a feat that had eluded his predecessors for generations. He had ushered in a new era, shifting the balance of power in the region and beyond. But his legacy is not just one of military conquest. He was a patron of the arts and sciences, attracting scholars, artists, and architects to his new capital. He rebuilt and revitalized Istanbul, making it a vibrant center of learning and culture. He implemented reforms, codified laws, and established a system of governance that would shape the Ottoman Empire for centuries to come. Section 9. Conclusion, a turning point in history. The conquest of Constantinople in 1453 was a pivotal event in world history. It marked the end of an era and the beginning of another. It was a clash of civilizations, a story of ambition, courage, and the relentless march of time. Mehmed II, the Conqueror, played a central role in this historical drama. He was a ruthless conqueror, a shrewd strategist, and a visionary leader who left an indelible mark on the course of history. His legacy continues to shape our world today, a reminder that even the most seemingly impregnable barriers can crumble, and that history is often shaped by those who dare to dream big and act boldly.